Hi, Sarah Wright. I am the owner and founder of SLW Media, agency I've had now 10 years this year in 2024, which is super exciting. So we work primarily with business owners, local business owners in the design, build, luxury home services space, and we deliver a done-for-you social media service, really focusing on high-end affluent homeowner customer base. I also just recently launched a second agency for Texas-based businesses and brands specifically. So more of a luxury done for you social media and creative agency. So all creative is included, video and photography. So that's super exciting. It's called Socially Yours. That's a little bit about me, based in Austin, Texas, but work with clients all over the US.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So what made you interested in working with me?
Well, I liked you immediately. I feel like we were fast friends. Yeah. I like the way you approached me. It was time and place. I was seeking out a solution, and your knowledge background and how you kind of hit things very quickly. You kind of were able to nail what I was feeling without me being able to say it, honestly. And you have the experience working with other agencies, which I really, really liked. You specialized, which I like. When I'm hiring others, I love when they specialize, right? Because spaces have gotten so big, but I really like that you specialize with agencies too.
Were there other service providers that you were considering before or tried to sell you on something?
Yes. So I have spoken with and jumped on board previously with more of like self-study tracks or communities and masterminds, similar. But I really did like the one-on-one approach with you. And again, the agency specialization. For me, those were the things that led the way in the decision, and your experience and your just knowledge. And the way that you deliver it, it's very, very, very structured. It speaks my language in regards to structured, streamlined, and organized information delivery. I loved all of that. It was just very, very organized and easy to retrieve and reference.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you can think back to the way beginning of our discussions in either a discovery call or a strategy session, what was kind of like the main problem or pain that you were experiencing that made you want to find a solution for it?
I remember feeling like I had hit a ceiling. I had grown my little agency that started as just me to a team of 6, making a solid, monthly revenue. And I just hit a point where I didn't know what I didn't know anymore. And I was busy and I didn't have the time to really seek out or jump into other groups, or I wasn't meeting with as many people as I used to discuss and network and mastermind. So I knew I needed to enlist the help of someone several steps ahead of me that could look at this and say, okay, we've got something here, but here's where we need to do some work. And that surrounded scaling. I knew that I needed to put systems in place for scaling, marketing, business development, but also within my team. So systems for efficiency within my team too. Those were the big pain points. I just didn't know what I didn't know in that regard to move forward. I'd gotten it to this point, but I was like, where do I go now? I need help.
That unclarity or the uncertainty piece, why was there an urgency to solve that?
Because I'm a doer. I don't like to really float around or hover over anything when I'm feeling it. I'm just like, let's do it. Let's do it right now. And I think maybe everything else was kind of chaotic in my life at the time that I felt like I could take control of this. And so I did. It's like everything outside of work was going crazy. This was an area where you can take control of this. Let's do it. And let's act now. I also felt as though, just for business survival, I was riding very high. I'm so blessed to say that, but sometimes when you're at that point, you're like, what if it crashes? What happens when it stops? If I'm not doing anything, I can't ride. It's almost like I can't enjoy this too much because what happens if it's over? So I think there was some urgency with me in those regards, and I'm grateful to say I have clients that have been with me since I opened my doors 10 years ago. And there's something to be said for ramp up pricing, right? Like get them in the door and let's wow them and continue to grow with them. And so I have a lot of clients that are just my loss leader clients. And there's a lot of them because over 10 years, right? That was bugging me that I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't feel comfortable going back and raising them to where my pricing is now, because it's just too much of a jump for them. And I know them, but it's like, I just didn't know what to do. And that was keeping me up at night. I knew that it wasn't working. there was a big conflict between what we were doing and what they were getting that at. And like, I was in the red on some of them, and that was keeping me up at night. I did not like that. And they're not meaning to take advantage, right? They're just, this is what I've given them. I've enabled this essentially, but I didn't like that. I was like, I've got to do something about that. And you really helped me see that, affirm that. And we talked through solutions to get through that. So that was really helpful too. But I do remember that was really bugging me, was like, these guys are getting like freaking deal of the century. What do I do here? And I am maxed out. My team is maxed out, right? It doesn't make sense. So that was definitely a big one.
So then what kind of pushed you over the edge to want to work together?
You offered up solutions. Like in the first time we chatted, you were like, okay, you mean, you're like me on a consult. Okay, we can do this. And it was very non-salesy, no pressure. It was just like two people connecting and saying, I understand your need, and this is how I've helped others do that. I had met with someone in January, and my big thing was I'm very tactical. You know, I cut my first business. I grew it from like, you know, doing sales calls. I knew my closing ratio. I knew how many meetings I needed to close. I'm very tactical. That's how I work well. And I needed a tactical plan for growth. And the person that I spoke with wanted me to do like vision boards and like have mantras, which I love all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm down. I get it. But like, that wasn't working with me. And the minute me and you talked, you opened up that spreadsheet and you were like, you're like, this is where you need to be at monthly to hit that goal. And I was like, oh shoot, you know, like he can get tactical with me. Like, we've got a plan from this initial consult. Like, let's do this. So that was a big piece for me.
Yeah, it's always fun showing the value right from the get-go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess, how would you describe the program or service to somebody who maybe doesn't know much about it?
I would say it's an agency. It's more than growth, but what comes to mind is agency, growth, mastermind, and coaching from someone with proven solutions, proven systems, proven experience doing so. So as long as you listen and you're a student, you will achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Got to be coachable.
100%.
Can you walk us through stages or phases of things that we worked on together, and what results have come out of that?
Yeah. First, it was like, let me show you what's possible, right? And then it was like, and here's what it's going to take. And then it went in phases, which I like. I'm a phase person. We're all freaking slammed busy, be it, you know, work, life, kids. Then we got into the nitty gritty, which also opened up other areas for growth for me. Team systems, efficiency, other areas of business development, not just cold market, but how am I taking advantage of these, you know, long tenured clients and getting more ideal clients like them. And it was like discovery and learning. And we got into the nitty gritty of like, even fine tuning the messaging. And I'm a message person, I'm a content person, right? That's like what we do. And like, we were able to fine tune the messaging on my website and my LinkedIn, which now I've used everywhere. Everywhere I use that messaging, which was eye-opening, and then putting systems in place that are working.
How does it feel?
Good. I'm a lot more calm now. I remember you saying that, like, we want this working while you're technically not, while you're sleeping or traveling, right? We want these systems working. So I do feel like that's happening. I have a long way to go towards, you know, my next goal, but that's fine. I have confidence that I'm going to hit it. And I didn't for a long time, but like very, very calm and confident, I would say. And my dog as well, obviously.
It's excited. Anything else you want to share? Any things that you would say to anybody that maybe is considering a program, watching this?
Yeah, I would say it's an investment in your business. I would say if you've kind of gotten to that point where it's like you don't know what you don't know, it's so powerful. Just the investment in your brain and your experience, like it will absolutely be a positive investment, and you will absolutely see results from it if you dive in with both feet, right, and commit to it, and you're a student. That's what I would say. I would say anyone that meets with you and is the ideal profile, I don't know why that they wouldn't sign on. It would be a missed opportunity for sure.